Hi, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome into the Coors Events Center, site of the Colorado Buffaloes' 88-81 double overtime victory over the Washington State Cougars. I'm Andrew Haubner. With me, a guest analyst, University of Colorado women's combo guard, Ariana Freeman. And Ari, this was your first time in press row watching that game from where we, the media, sit. What did the atmosphere feel like to you? Did it feel like a big game even though it was between a 17-7 team and a 9-14 team?
Oh, absolutely. If I would have walked into the gym at random, I would have thought this was the championship Pac-12 game. I mean, the crowd was definitely rocking tonight, and I can say that was huge for the Buffs. It definitely gave them a lot of momentum going into this game.
Early on in the afternoon, we found out from sources close to the program that Josh Scott was going to be out. Some said as a precautionary measure, but he's a guy who does leave a hole when he's not on the floor. He averages about 17.5 points per game, 9.4 rebounds a game, one of the best players in the Pac-12. How did the team rebound to pick up that slack that he left tonight?
Oh, I think the team did a great job picking up Josh's slack. We saw Gordon step up big. We saw Talton step up big. And, of course, George King, how do we forget him? So I feel like Josh's absence is definitely huge for the Buffs, but I feel like we did a great job tonight.
And one important player in picking up that slack was point guard Thomas Akiazili. We had the chance to talk to him after the game. Let's toss it over, see what Thomas had to say. When George King hit that three to force the second overtime, what was going through your mind?
I don't know. I was thinking, what was he thinking to take a shot like that? But it went in and was a great shot, and he kept us in the game.
So Josh Scott's injury was felt across the board tonight. How did you guys find a way as a team to pick up that slack and really put in a good effort that would beat Washington State tonight?
I think defensively we weren't that good. Also, we got out rebounded. So I think toughness. Just everyone was really tough tonight and showed in the two overtimes, and we got the win. So, yep.
So you guys took this one against Washington State. Now on Saturday, it's a very short turnaround for you guys. How do you get ready from a big emotional roller coaster like this to focus on beating Washington on Saturday?
We have to take care of business at home, so it's not that hard. It's easy. We just forget about today and we go to work for Saturday.
So when you guys look at Washington, it's a team that beat you guys pretty handily when you went out to Seattle. How do you guys prepare and get ready for a team that's got some very talented players across the board?
I think it's a toughness thing again. We lost by a lot over there, so I think everyone remembers that and wants to take revenge. So we're going to be ready.
Thomas, thank you very much, man.
Thank you.
Great game. University of Colorado point guard Thomas Akiazili talking to Newsteam Boulder. But Ari, one other player who I was really impressed with, Wes Gordon. 15 points, 12 rebounds, 6 for 8 from the field. I think he really stepped up into that void left by Josh. What do you think?
Oh, absolutely, and that is so important for big-time players to step up in the void of their best player on the team. We saw early on how seemingly easy the offense was for the Buffs. They were able to score at will, and I think Wes Gordon was able to start that for the Buffs.
And there was a lot of great team play across the board here. You had good play from Xavier Talton, who had 4 clutch free throws in that double overtime. Wes at a 15 and 12. George King. If you had to pick one player of the game, you're Ariana Freeman, player of the game. Who would you pick out of this team tonight?
Man, well, you cannot overlook George King. Big-time players make big-time plays in big-time games. Second overtime, I mean, starting off in the first half, whenever the Buffs needed a score, George King was able to find the basket.
Yeah, and I was so impressed with that 3-shot he had standing right where we are right now to force that double overtime. But this really can't be something that Colorado sits and rests on. In 48 hours, they come back in here and they play a Washington team that beat them pretty bad when they were in Seattle. So you're a player and you've had this experience before. How do you refocus after an emotional game like this and go in on a short turnaround to play another game against a very tough opponent?
Well, regardless of the good, regardless of the bad from this game, the Buffs have to brush it off and try to refocus. We have a day of preparation to prepare for Washington. We have to just brush this game off, throw it all away, and get ready for Washington coming in here.
So the playbook is thrown out, and Colorado will be playing Washington in this building, the Coors Events Center, on Saturday. That game will be broadcast on the Pac-12 network. For Ariana Freeman, I'm Andrew Haubner. This has been the Newsteam Boulder postgame show. You can catch Newsteam on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 12 o'clock. And our final from Colorado, the Buffaloes 88, Washington State 81.